Thank y'all, man. I definitely appreciate that. I was called out today to come over and give you guys a speech. I don't know if any of you guys in here know me. If any of y'all in here know me, how many of y'all know me? Ever saw me or anything? Yeah, I know. I knew you. You didn't want to say nothing, no. But it's all good. So how y'all doing today, man? Good. That's good. So today I just want to come and talk to you guys, about choices and decisions. And choices and decisions are something that we all make in life, right? So some choices that we make are the same, that we all gonna make the same. Like everybody, I can tell we all made the choice of putting our pants on this morning, which is a great thing. We all made that choice this morning. And some choices are different. Just by a show of hands in here, who chose not to eat breakfast this morning? So that's y'all stomach out here. That's y'all stomachs out here. God. But so we all make different choices in life. And so our life is based on the different choices and decisions that we make in life. Some of those choices are good and some of those choices are bad. But eventually, one day, we all have to own up to the different choices that we make. Everything will ultimately fall back on the different choices that we make. And so one thing I know about people is two kind of people in the world. It's people who learn from other people's mistakes, and it's people who learn from their own mistakes. And me, I was one of those guys that learned from my own mistakes. I was the latter. I learned from my own mistakes. And so I feel like if I can do anything to help somebody not have to go through the same mistakes that I went through, I would like to reach out to them and talk to them and let them know. So I just want to give you my story. And some of you may be able to relate to it and some of you may not be able to relate to it. But I know some things that I say, you will be able to understand where I come from. So this is my story. My biological dad died when I was 6 months old. He was murdered in the streets of Galveston. He was shooting dice. Who know what dice is? Y'all know what dice is, right? So my dad was shooting dice and they got into an argument, him and another guy, they got into an argument, got into a scuffle. So my daddy went to grab the money because I guess he won. So he went to grab the money, and one of the dudes that was with the other guy kind of grabbed him and said, nah, y'all need to, work it out. So my dad started scuffling with the dude, and one of the dude's buddies ran up to my dad and shot my dad 7 times in the head and killed him right there on the scene. My mom was on drugs until I was 13 years old. And so my grandmother, she came to Galveston and picked me up when I was like 8 years old. She picked me up and moved me to Texas City. And when she moved me to Texas City, all of my grandmother's kids were on drugs, so all her kids' were living with her. And so my grandmother had like 6 kids that was living with her. And she was the only provider. And so she working 2 jobs trying to provide for all of us, right? And by the age of 11, I became a product of my environment. And a product of your environment is just becoming what you're around. You know what I'm saying? My big brother, my uncles, my cousins, they was all smoking weed, getting in trouble, drinking and doing all of that. And so I'm looking at them as my elders and I'm thinking that that's life. So I fall into it and I start doing it as well because I thought that's what you were supposed to do. And so I'm not realizing that growing up in that type of lifestyle that I was growing up the wrong way. And I didn't know that at the time. And so as I got older, I just kind of continued in that lifestyle, smoking weed, getting high, shooting dice, getting in trouble. And so by my 8th grade, 9th grade year, between the 8th grade and 9th grade year, I'm turning 14, about to turn 15. My grandmother died. And my grandmother was like the glue that held our family together. And when my grandmother passed away, it was like something in me just clicked. I just didn't even care no more. I didn't care about anything. I didn't care about life. I didn't care about nothing. But when my grandmother passed away, my mom had got off drugs again. And so me, my brother, and my little sister, we had to move with my mom. And my mom, she growing up, she coming up with the guilt of being on drugs around us and not able to provide and take care of us. She became our friend instead of our parent. So we in the garage smoking weed, we drinking, we doing everything. My mama used to come knock on the door. Hey, y'all going to school? Nah, I ain't going to school. She just close the door and go to work. And so with that mentality, I'm doing everything I want to do at home. And so when I do go somewhere out in the streets and somebody try to tell me something, the first thing I say is, you can't tell me what to do. You're not my mama. Because my mama not telling me nothing because she's living under a guilt of all the years that she was doing drugs and not able to provide for us. And that was the wrong mentality. And I didn't realize it at the time. And so I'm steady making the wrong choices. By the age of 17, I had my first son. I'm 18, I'm 17, and now I'm having a brand new son, right? And I'm sleeping with another girl on the side. 3 months later, she come up pregnant. So right now, I'm 39 years old, and I got two 22-year-old kids. Well, 22-year-old son, and my daughter be 22 in December. And these are all choices, and these are all choices that I was making in ignorance, not really realizing and understanding what I was doing. By the age of 21, 22, I was on my first trip to prison. I caught a drug charge, and I was on my way to prison for the first time. How many of you guys in here have, and I'm not trying to say this to shame you or nothing like that, but this is like, I'm going to be real and honest with you guys. How many of you guys in here have been in trouble with the police before? How many of you guys in here have had a felony? No felonies, right? Do you realize the paper trail that you are putting on yourself when you start going to jail and you start getting these felony cases, and then later on in life, like myself, that want to calm down and try to mature and start doing the right thing, and they not worried about that. All they see is what's behind you. And we don't think about that when we 15, 16, we still living with mama. She taking care of all the bills. She taking care of cleaning our clothes, making sure we eat. We don't think about those type of things, but it's going to be one day either mama not going to be here or we going to be them growed up, and we have to start doing all this responsible stuff on our own. And we got a paper trail behind us that people are looking at, and they're not willing to give us an opportunity because of the paper trail. So if you don't have that paper trail, right now is the best time to not get that paper trail, man, because it will come back to haunt you one day. And so I go to prison for the first time. I'm not really thinking nothing of it. Hey, this is the life I live. I get in trouble. I go to prison. I pay my dues. I come home, and it's on again. All my homeboys, they see me. What's up, Doc, baby? What's going down? Where you at? Put me back on my feet. Next thing you know, I'm right back in the game, hustling, selling drugs, and doing all the wrong things that I knew I shouldn't be doing. But this is a way of life for me because this is all I know. This is all I was ever taught. 7 months later, I'm going back to prison for a parole violation. Because when you're in prison and you don't do your whole sentence, they let you out on parole. And if you do anything, you get in trouble. You don't go see your parole officer. You get a dirty UA, meaning your piss come back dirty, or whatever the case may be. They can violate you and send you back to prison so you can do the rest of your time. And that's what happened to me. I went down again. Same thing, like a revolving door. Get out, holler at my partners, everything good, jump back on my feet, I'm hustling again. This time I get a gun charge. So, little quick funny story about the gun charge. So, I get the gun charge, right? I'm sitting in jail, I'm going through withdrawals. Who know what withdrawals are? Withdrawals are when you on drugs and then you can't get none, so now they trying to exit out of your body and they messing with you bad, right? So I'm sitting in jail going through withdrawals. I'm calling everybody. I called my mama. I say, hey, mama, listen, I got the bondsman on the phone, Mr. Ed. He on the phone right now. Listen, I need you to come and get me. And the phone just got deathly quiet. And I say, mama, you there? She said, yeah, I'm here. I say, Ed, you there? He said, yeah, I'm here. I say, listen, mama, please, you got to come and get me. And the phone got quiet again. She said, Doc, I'm not coming to get you this time. I'm like, what you mean you're not coming to get me? Listen, you don't have to spend none of your money. I'm spending my own money. Go look in Lenore's room and look in this, wherever it was at in the closet. Go get the money and come and get me. She said, no, I'm not coming to get you this time. She said, Doc, do you not realize every time the phone rings, every time I hear a police siren, every time I hear a gunshot, I think something happened to you. Every time my phone rings, I think somebody calling me to tell me that something has happened to you. She said, one thing I know, with you being in there, you can take care of yourself and you're going to be all right. She said, I'm not coming to get you. I said, Mama, please, you got to come get me. She said, no, I'm not coming to get you this time. She said, Doc, I don't know if you realize this or not, but you killing me, son. She said, you killing me. She said, I can't eat. I can't sleep. I got ulcers in my stomach. I'm urinating blood because I'm stressing. She said, at least me knowing you in there, I can give me a peaceful night's rest tonight. She said, so Doc, I don't want you to think I'm hanging up in your face, because I'm telling you right now, I'm finna hang up the phone. And so I'm thinking, and this is the first time this ever happened to me. Me and my mama, we born 1 week apart. We like best friends. This has never happened to me. Even when my mama had to go out and borrow money, she made sure I was getting out of jail. So this was like a ultimate shocker. And I'm thinking in my head like, man, nah, she finna really leave me in here. So now I'm freaking out for real. She said, Doc, I love you. I'm finna hang up this phone. I said, no, mama, please. Dude. I say, Ed. He say, I'm here, man. I say, Mama. He say, Doc, I think she hung up, bro. I say, well, look, Ed, listen, man, I promise, man, just come get me. You can take me to my house. I got the money for you. He say, Doc, I can't do it this time, bro. You still owe me 50 from last time, man. I can't do it this time. And so I'm like, but that was the first time that I had a real true awakening that I could do something, I can get in trouble, I can go to jail, and there's nothing that I can physically do about it but answer up to the decision that I made. Now I got to face the music. Now I have to listen and I have to deal with what they bringing to me. So I ended up, getting out of jail after about 2 or 3 months, shaping up, still, but the whole time I'm going to trial because now I want to fight it. So I'm trying to stay out every chance I get. I'm calling my lawyer, say, man, you think we can reset it? You think we can reset it? Man, I got to reset for almost 17 months. I called him that last time. He said, listen, Mr. Amy, I can't get a reset, so you need to be here by 8 o'clock. We're going to pick your jury, and we're going to have to either you're going to plead for a case or you're going to have to take it to trial. By 1 o'clock, February 8, 2008, I was sitting in Galveston courtroom taking my case to trial. I lost in trial, ended up getting a 5-year sentence. They sent me down to TDC. One thing that I've learned, you get in trouble. So I want y'all to hear this, just in case you do get in trouble, and I pray that you don't, but if you do, you get in trouble and you go to jail. You don't go to jail and get in trouble. Because if you do, they're going to make your life so hard, man. And so I learned that early. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. So every time I went to prison, I was on trustee camps. And that's the camps that's outside of the building where they have like one officer for every 30 inmates. It's not, you're not living in the cells. You like living in little, it's comfortable. Get to work, go to the gym. Long as you're not at work, you can go to the gym, you can go to the library, you can go to the movie place where they watch movies, you can go to the basketball court. So that's how I did my time, real easy. But the only downfall to that, The only downfall to the trustee camps, they can send you anywhere they want to send you. And guess where they sent me? My last trip. They sent me to a place called Love Lady, Texas. And in Love Lady, they have a big old hog barn out there. And me being a city boy, not really realizing it, right? I get off the bus, go in there, put my bags down, go talking to the warden. They say, hey, how you doing, Mr. Amy? I say, I'm good, sir. You know, first, right off the muscle, he say, this is what's going to happen at this unit. This is how we run stuff, and this is what's not going to happen at this unit. So if you plan on doing any of this, you might as well go pick your bag up and go and get back on the bus because we're not having it. I say, yes, sir. He say, so you like animals? Just at best. If somebody asks you, do you like animals, what's the first animal come to your mind? Anybody? Dogs. Who? Dogs. You know why? You know why? Because we all city boys. We right here from the city. So that's the first thing, right? He said, you like animals? Oh, yeah, I get to play with the dog. Yeah, I love animals. I love animals, right? So next morning, I hear a little knocking on my door, on my little cubicle. You Amy? I say, yes, sir. He said, well, you need to get up there. I said, well, can I at least brush my teeth? He said, no. You the first name, your last name, Amy, you the first name on the list. You need to be up there first every morning. I said, yes, sir. Get up there, jump on the bus, take us down a long, long, dark road. Long, dark road, right? Pull into this barn, and I'm like, okay, where we going? Honest to God, true. Soon as I stepped off the bus, my breakfast went everywhere. Just they all laughing at me. Oh, he must be a city boy. He must be a city boy. Something I've never saw in my entire life. They got pens, big barns full of hogs. 2,000-3,000 pound hogs, and God is my witness, I'm not lying. 2,000-3,000 pound hogs that they feeding and they breeding them. And they mating them and they breeding them and they selling the little pigs to different people all across Texas and wherever else. You know what I'm saying? And so my job, being that I was new, I had to clean the barns out. They gave me a suit, strapped up with the suit, put on some boots. Then I had to put tape around the top of the boots. Soon as I stepped in the barn, hog poop this high on my shin, all the way. Yeah, that was my initial thought. Like God, like what am I, like out of all the places in the world, this is where I'm at in the hog barn, cleaning up hog mess as a job? I say, man, this can't be life. But because of the choices and the decisions that I made, because the choices that you make today will have a direct influence on your life tomorrow, whether those choices are good or those choices are bad. I'm going to say that again so you can catch it. The choices you make today will have a direct influence on your life tomorrow. Just like the choices I made yesterday still affected my life today. That's why the choices I'm making today can have a better influence on my life tomorrow. And so I'm cleaning up the hog mess as a job, right? I do this for like 7 months straight. I go see parole. I'm there for about 4 months. I go see parole, and I get my parole denied. The next morning, I walk out there, step up in the barn. Now listen, I want y'all to hear me when I say this. I'm not trying to preach at y'all. I'm not trying to on no religious stuff or nothing like that. I'm just telling y'all what happened to me. Telling you my story and what happened to me. You feel me? Got my parole denied. I went in the corner, hogs, they oinking and everything else. And I just said, God, if you real, like everybody say that you real, you'll get me out of this. If you get me out of this, I'm through. I'm through with the women. I'm through with the drugs. I'm through with the hustling. I'm through with all of that, man. I will give my life to you if you get me out of this. Long story short, I ended up getting out like 8 months after that. I got out November 23rd, 2009. This November 23rd will be 10 years that I've been out of prison, and the only thing I've had on my back was a speeding and a no seatbelt. And that's because I began to make different choices in my life. I started to take my life on a different route. And see, a lot of times us, when we young, we don't realize the choices that we make can have a direct influence on our life. And we make these kind of choices because we see other people doing it. That's what I did. I saw my uncles, my brother, my cousin, all them hustling and doing all of that. So I was making choices based on what I was seeing from them, not realizing that they was just as lost as me. They trying to find their way themselves, and they didn't even know. And so I had to come and say, you know what? My kids are getting big. I don't want them to go through what I went through. I don't want them to have to live with the background and the struggles that I went through. I want them to be better than me, than I was. So I decided in my life, I'm going to be the generational curse breaker in my family. I'm going to break that generational curse. Because if you just think about your lineage, you know, we look back, oh, grandpa was an alcoholic, then my dad was an alcoholic. Oh, so now I'm drinking alcohol. Well, that's just the way it is in our family. We all drink alcohol. Those are called generational curses. Oh, my grandpa used to beat my grandma. My dad beat my mom. So you know what? I'm going to beat my wife because that's just what we do. Those are generational curses. My uncle was hustling. My brother was hustling. My dad was a gangster. He was hustling. So guess what? That's just what I'm going to do. But I know how hard it is out here for us as young men trying to make it, man. And so I had to decide that I was going to be the generational curse breaker in my family and be the change that I want to see in my community. I don't go around telling people what they want, what they need to do and stuff like that. Only thing I do is I live my life and let my life be a reflection of what can be done when you make the right choices and you make the right decisions in life. Y'all know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of y'all sitting in here and y'all listening and you like, man, I feel him, man. I'm going through some of the same stuff, man. I understand that, man. I just don't know how to get out of that. It's not an overnight thing, man. It's not you just going to wake up one day and you're going to be different. Consistency is a key. You have to make a choice that this is not the life that I want to live, because I can guarantee you. How old are y'all on the average? 15? 14, 15 on average, right? So just for survey purposes, how many of you guys in here still live with mom or dad? Everybody? Well, who in here pay their own bills? But you see what I'm saying, though? Do y'all understand what I'm getting at? At a point in life, you guys are going to have to be the responsible ones that's going to have to take on that responsibility of raising a son, raising a daughter, paying bills, making sure you and the people around you eat, making sure y'all comfortable. You guys can start making the right choices right now today to line out what you want your future to be. Because just like me, I made a lot of bad choices at a very young age, and I had to break a lot of red tape trying to just get back to the surface. And I'm still not all the way back to the surface. And just to hit on me having kids when I was very young, guess what? When I did decide that I wanted to do the right thing, got out of prison, going straight, getting a job, 2 weeks after me having a job, constable sitting at my job waiting on me to come out. I'm scared to go out. I'm like, man, everybody done went outside and he ain't talked to nobody. He must be waiting on me. Walked outside. He walked up to me and said, hey, you Mr. Amy? I said, yes, sir. He said, you've been served. I opened it up. Guess what they tell me? Oh, you need to be in child support in court in 2 weeks. You $25,000 behind. And that's because my kid's mama, me being in the street hustling, not getting no job, Social Security not showing up nowhere, she going to get assistance from the government, not realizing that one day somebody has to pay that back. And guess who that somebody is? The daddy. And I'm looking at a bunch of future dads up in here, man. The choices you guys make today gonna have a direct influence on your life tomorrow, man. And we don't really realize that when we coming up and we doing these different things, man. But you guys have an opportunity to start right now and start really asking yourself, man, and what I doing today, is that going to benefit me tomorrow? Because a lot of times we don't understand that our tomorrow is going to be will soon be our today. That makes sense? One day, our tomorrow gonna be our today. We don't look forward. We say, well, tomorrow. Then one day you're gonna wake up and your tomorrow gonna be today. And you're gonna think about all the stuff I wish I shoulda, coulda, woulda did, but I didn't, but I still gotta do it. But if you think about those things, just ask yourself, man, what do I wanna do in life? What do I wanna be in life? And start doing the things that you need to do to start working towards that. You're going to look up in 5 years and you're going to be like, man, I'm so glad I started this now. I'm so glad I started that then. Because if I wouldn't have started that then, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at some lawyers, doctors. I know some of y'all ain't going to own up to it, but some of y'all are going to be policemen. You know what I'm saying? Football players, basketball players. All of that, man. The choice is up to you, man. And so I see it's a big group in here, and I wasn't able to bring everybody a book, but I got 5 books. I got 5 books, man. And if you guys can promise me that y'all can take them, read them, and pass them around and make sure everybody in this group read the book, man, I'm going to give them to y'all, man, because I just gave y'all a summary. The book is way, way more detailed. I mean, it's real life stuff in there. Just to give y'all a little more backdrop, man, I shot my brother twice, stabbed him once. And those were just some of the bad choices that I made. Coming up in the street, it's all about respect. Either you're going to respect me or you're not. I don't care who you are. You know what I'm saying? Y'all 9th grade, man. Y'all got a whole life ahead of y'all, man, but anything can happen tomorrow. Nobody's promised tomorrow, man. So the best thing you can do is start making better choices today and better decisions today to have a better outcome on life, man. A lot of these teachers that y'all see around here, they do this because they want to see y'all better, man. They don't gripe at y'all and tell you to do this and tell y'all to do that because they don't want you to do it. They just been through some stuff too, and they know where it can lead you to. And they want to try to give you a better direction. That's just like you being a kid and your mama telling you, don't go outside with no shoes on when it's raining. She not telling you that so you won't have fun. She telling you that because if you get sick, guess who got to take care of you? She do. So she trying to prevent that. Y'all know what I'm saying? So I hope that something was said today to just really make you look at life differently, man. Make you understand that life's decisions and choices will have a direct influence on your life tomorrow, man. And the choices that we make today are very, very important. They may not seem like they are, but they are very, very important, man. And so I really enjoyed myself hanging with y'all. We finna get ready to go eat some pizza and just kind of chill. Y'all knew y'all was getting pizza? Oh, y'all ain't know? Oh, so I came through for y'all, baby. You know what I'm saying? I came through for y'all. Hey, say, but look, check this out, man. I just pray that I was saying something that can really, really make your mind just kind of start thinking about stuff. Get the motor in your mind running. Like I say, it won't happen overnight. Whatever you was doing yesterday, you're not going to just wake up tomorrow and start doing something different. But I just hope that tomorrow you start thinking a little differently. That makes sense? All right, man. So I'm Doc Amy, and I'm just glad that y'all gave me your undivided attention and gave me the respect, and I really do appreciate it, man. All right? And so I'm gonna let Coach Allison decide on who he gonna give the books to, and then y'all just make like a note, say I'm next, and y'all make sure, okay, He next, give it back, send it to him because he already, so no bullying. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all for real, man.
Hey, before we get out of here and go eat some pizza, and I give you guys the books, is there anybody who have any questions for Mr.
Yeah,
Mike?
any questions? Come on, man. There you go. What's up?
What do you do now?
What do I do now? I'm a youth motivational speaker. I have a nonprofit called Lost and Found Ministries, and I just reach back into my community and try to be the change that I want to see in my community. But right now, I work at Dunn Heat Exchanges, and that's my 9 to 5. But other than that, yeah, I'm a motivational speaker, man.
You touch your real brother twice, or like your friend that you call like a
No, my mama's son. We had different daddies, but my mama's son, like, when you growing up in the streets, it's all about respect. And so, yes, you're my brother. We lived in the same house. He was a blood and I was a Crip. So we stayed getting into it. You feel me? And so you want to try to disrespect me in front of your homeboys? Guess what? I'm going to show you that ain't none of that happening. We got different daddies. You just my half brother. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I did that to him just to show him that you can get it. And when I did that, that made everybody else chill. Like, man, this dude will shoot his own brother. Oh yeah, he crazy. He crazy. Hold on, go ahead.
What part of the island you from?
Man, I'm from Tech City, baby. Black and orange, man. Tech City by the bay. But look, I'm all over. My biological daddy from Galveston, and so I lived in Cedar Terrace, man. But I don't rep no colors or nothing like that. I'm G County, man.
What was the hardest obstacle for you to get over?
The hardest obstacle for me to get over, leaving the streets. Because a long time I cared about other people's opinion. And I cared about what people thought about me. And so I was always easily influenced to want to do stuff in front of people. You see what I'm saying? And so the hardest obstacle was what will people think if I said, you know what, I believe in Jesus and I'm finna start going to church. That was one of the hardest obstacles. But once I overcame that and I saw that, hey man, without God, I'm nothing, man. I didn't care no more. Who else?
You still in touch with your kids?
Huh?
Are you still in touch with your kids?
Yeah. Hey, and when I tell you I was a generational curse breaker, my son, my oldest son, he was the first one in my family lineage to ever live on a college campus. He done 2 years at TSU. He just came back this past year and he had come doing the P-Tech program. Nobody in my family lineage from my great-great-grandma, all of them had never done that. And so I believe when I became the generational curse breaker in my family and I said the buck stops here, that's when that started happening. Who else? Thank God, no. No, man, no. Not yet, but no. You got a question?
No, I don't.
Okay, who else?
I see you cooked up. You got a ring on your finger.
Yeah, baby, I'm married. I was married. And guess what, man? I'm the first one in my lineage to buy a house. Guess what the Lord blessed me with a house at? Lago Mar, the subdivision that they building with the big lagoon out there, man. I was blessed to be able to get one of those, man. Know what I'm saying? Huh? Oh, yeah? Yeah, you're going to be able to come to that lagoon next year, boy.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody else? Oh, you wanted some advice on your ways, huh? So what you got to do, you just got to keep on brushing, baby. Keep. Hey, say, you hitting though?
Okay.
Well, come on, I've been waiting on this one. What's up?
I'm finna go deep, all right? You ready?
Go deep.
All right, so take it from today all the way back to before you started even thinking about going to the streets. What is one thing you've accomplished since then that you wanted?
What do you say that again? Thinking back now from before I went to the streets, what is one thing that I have accomplished that I always wanted?
Is there anything?
I can't really say because back then I didn't really know what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? I was being led astray. So I wanted what everybody else wanted. I didn't really know what I wanted myself. That makes sense? Kinda, huh? You gonna chew on that one?
It went from being a follower to a leader now.
Yeah.
Because now you starting what you wanted to start now instead of doing what everyone else doing back then.
Exactly. I became the change that I wanted to see.
When did you want to become a motivator?
When did I want to become a motivator? When I knew that my life story could help somebody else.
Hey, before we get out of here and go eat some pizza, and I give you guys the books, is there anybody who have any questions for Mr.